it's incredible singing that you're doing,
Thank
and you're putting it all out on videos and also on the social media stuff. So I've noticed some of the videos that you've done, man. They're like a really good production. Who's working with you on the production and on some of these ideas for the songs that you're putting out?
Yeah, so as far as the production goes, it's been a combination of an artist called Joey Quinones and producer. We call him Henry. His name's Henry. He's from Chile. He's from
Mhm.
Chile. But we met him, when he came to the studios in Sherman Oaks. So backtracking, I used to work as an intern at my uncle's studio in Sherman Oaks,
Okay.
and that's where we came across this producer named Henry, and that actually the song "Make It With You" that just played, Henry actually played all the instruments on there, from the guitar to the drums, everything,
Wow.
the bass. Yeah, yeah. So
That's not
that's
a backing track. That's an actual current recording.
that. Oh yeah, all the oldie stuff that I've been doing is live instruments. It's live
Oh,
instrumentation.
okay. That's
Yeah.
something I didn't know. I thought they were like karaoke type tracks and stuff like that.
Nah, man, it's literally
We're
these
going
are
big.
renditions. They're renditions that I've, of course, people that know the songs will know it's a cover, but uh, they were built from the ground up.
Okay.
It was from the instruments to the vocals. Yeah,
Wow, wow. Yeah, I mean they sound great. Like the production is really good. The videos are really good. Um, and I
thank
kind of
you.
want to go into that. Like how has like the social media and the internet helped your career to this point?
It's definitely helped in a positive way, because everybody's on social media now. So it's a phenomenal way to advertise your music, and put your music out. A day on the internet's like a year now. So it's like you got to keep up with the times and keep putting stuff out. And so, I try to, stay active with my content on social media, and keep trying to build, the following on there, because once you have that fan base existing online, it opens up a lot of doors, for other opportunities to open up.
Right. So I want to go into the cover songs as well. So, is it hard to do a cover song? Like I know you're building, it's more amazing to me now that I look back, like you're actually building these tracks from the bottom up, guitar, drums, all that good stuff. That's really nice. And
Mhm.
then, but is it hard to do a cover song? Like in your opinion, like to do it where I want to do a song that someone enjoys, but I don't want to ruin that song. I've noticed that you've taken these songs, in my opinion, to the next level. And we'll cover some of the songs that you've done, but um, in my opinion, I almost feel like some of these songs, like you pretty much taking it to that next level with your voice. But is it hard choosing a song for you? And again, who goes over that? Is it something like, hey, I want to do this one? Who's making that decision on that?
Yeah. So when it comes to, being worried about uh, ruining the song, it's like I understand immediately that I'm not going to please everyone regardless. I'm sure there's people that hear these covers, like right now that I've already put out, that aren't satisfied, and don't think it's good, or whatever their opinion is.
I'm satisfied.
Um,
I'm super satisfied. Like we'll
yeah,
go into it, but like
yeah,
listening back to your songs, like I'm super satisfied with what I'm hearing. Like I want a copy of it, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure as it
done,
gets
bro. I got you.
going, it's gonna get bigger and bigger. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
so you put out what songs you're trying to cover, and is there any requests from people that are like, hey, do this song or do that song? I mean, are you getting requests maybe online at all of what to do?
Yeah, all of it's online, man. Like, and uh, actually, what's really cool is it was like a universal thing, like a universe moment, man. I was coming off of a show, and it was actually this Ralphie song. Um, I had just done a Ralphie tribute concert, and it was in San Jose last year. After I got off stage, this guy, was chopping it up with me, really cool dude. Um, and he mentioned this song that I should cover, and it's called "Didn't Want to Have to Do It."
Hmm.
And I had already heard that song and told myself, like, this is a song I actually would want to cover. and he brought it up to me. So, that was like a double affirmation to do that song. But yeah, I get a lot of requests online, man, on what songs they want me to do, like from Brentwood to Ralphie to a bunch of oldies, because the oldie scene, man, it's a cult following, man. It's a movement, it's a lifestyle, it's a culture, man. So
Yeah.
I get a lot of requests on people that want to hear, that song come back to life.
Yeah, so the modern soul, has modern soul oldie scene, like we're talking about. It's just one of the hottest music out right now. It just kind of seems like
Yeah.
kind of every day or every other month we're seeing like a new artist come out, new singles coming out. People are, the vinyls, kind of back. Well, it's kind of always been around, but now it's like really strong. Everyone wants that 45. And so I see that you've done, like, it looks like a small amount of song, well, maybe like what, 5 or 6 songs, oldies covers, that
Hmm.
you've done. So what type of love have you been getting for putting out these songs? And and why did you choose to get into that modern soul or the oldies scene?
Yeah. Yeah, man. So with this oldie scene, man, like you said, 5, 6 songs in that style are out now, and it's sort of added a lot of opportunity to my career, man. I feel like, sometimes things just click, and when I first got into music, I could never call that it would be this avenue I'm taking, because I was originally into like modern R&B, rhythm
Yeah.
and blues, and even rhythmic melodic, delivery sometimes. But oldies, it's just crazy how life comes around full circle, man. Because I was always into ballads and like belching out notes, and like back to Vicente Fernandez, that first experience I had. It's like the emotion behind singers with these oldies, man. You can just you could just be a mood changer. You can just take it there and make people feel something. And that's what I feel like I was blessed with, the gift from God, being able to sing, and I want to make my listeners feel something, man. And with this oldie scene, I feel like that has opened that door for me. And yeah, man. So that's kind of what inspired me to do these oldie sound, is just to really to connect with listeners. And my uncle Edub was also a big inspiration and mentor on that end too, because he's been molding me, under his label and career. And so he pitched the idea to me too, like, man, like, you've got the voice for this,
Yeah.
And once I started tapping into it, man, it was like falling in love all over again, with music overall,
Yeah, and it's like I just think about just listening to you for the first time, and listening to some of the covers, and I've heard some of the R&B stuff that you do is really good as well, and I think that the oldies that you're covering are like classics, and I'm gonna go over those
for
with
sure.
you. So
Yeah, yeah.
so one of the first ones that I heard was "Where Will I Go" by is a Brief Encounter.
Yes, it is. The
Um,
original writers of that. Yeah.
which is an amazing song. Not everyone can pull off that song. I mean, that intro to that song is like just, it's classic. And then we
Yeah.
got Hello Stranger, which, I mean, come on, man. Nobody, no one wants to touch that song because it's a wonderful song. It's a classic. And it looks like you did like a duet on that
Yeah.
record, which was with is it Monica Roca who helped you do that one?
Monica Rocha. Yeah, Monica Rocha. We did a duet. And yeah, man, you're right. It's like when we jump into these classic songs, man,
Oh, you got to hit them. Like you can't mess
gotta
around.
hit them. It's a risk factor. It's like
Major
you're either
risk.
gonna meet it or go above it, or you're gonna be down here with it and get, bad feedback. So it's definitely a risk factor, especially when people are so already bought into the original songs,
Right.
that the original versions, it's hard. It's like almost you have a lot to prove, if you're gonna do those kind of records, man. So it is a risk factor, but at the same time, like I said, when I put something out, I'm not gonna put out, in my opinion, like in my honest opinion, like a record that I don't think I did justice,
Yeah. So that's an amazing duet, and I like the way that you guys did that. And then there's a video out for that as well. And then
Yes.
we have The Agony and Ecstasy by Smokey, which who covers Smokey? Like
That
nobody
was
covers
and that
Smokey.
was 3 years ago. I made that 3 years
Wow,
ago. Yeah. So if you look at the date on that YouTube video, that's 2017. So
that's
like
crazy.
I have been doing covers like here and there like since I've been doing music, and that song was one of the first like covers I did. And what's cool about that song is the music was actually played a half step higher than the original.
Oh wow.
And so I'm actually going a little higher on the octave on the register of that
Okay.
song. So that's why it may sound even a little different, a little more
Yeah.
unique.
And I want to mention, I mentioned it to you the first time that we spoke. It's like if
Right.
that song, when I heard it, I was like, if Smokey walked out, if I went to a Smokey concert and I was sitting there and Smokey just comes out and just says, "Hey man, like I'm under the weather, I just can't do it, but Malik Malo is gonna, take my place." And you came out and sang that song, I would, if I close my eyes, I'm like, this guy, he sounds, if not, I mean, I feel like, and who, I mean, let's be honest, man, Smokey's a legend. We can't
Legend.
take that away. He's got a super legend, but
Legend.
it's like there's like a in your voice, to me, there's just like a strength where I feel like Smokey, like he could fall off at any time, like his voice may crack, but I feel like with you, there's like a
Mhm.
tone in your voice that it's a strong tone, even though it's at a very high register.
Got
So now when I heard that song, I was like, wow, this guy is really pushing the boundaries right now because nobody covers this guy. And then that's not even the end. So then we got Suavecito
Yeah.
by Malo, which is one of my personal faves because I think like I'm Hispanic, and every party, every picnic, that we throw. I mean, usually that's like you play that song, everyone's excited, everyone's happy. It's like the kickback picnic song.
Right.
Everyone loves
Oh
that
man,
song.
you could play that song and you play that song and it change like everybody's happy in the room.
Changes the mood.
you know,
It changes the
it's just
mood, and
yeah,
you nail
uplifting,
that song.
uplifting song.
Yeah, and then we got Just for a Little While, which this was another one, man. Like, okay, like nobody touches Ralphie. You know what I mean? Like that's like sacred ground right there. But the thing is like there may be people or singers that may try to attempt to do what he's doing, maybe at a lower register. But you're like, I mean, I had to like look at the video to who this was, and it was you. So I was like, wow, man, this is crazy that you're taking these chances and not only taking the chance, but you're nailing it, man. So yeah, I mean,
Thank you, man.
that's a big one. So I want to go into that song for our audience here. So
Sure.
here's Just for a Little While.
Just for a little while. Just for a little while. I never thought that our love was temporary. Just for a little while. I never knew that when you said I love you, it was just for a little while. Just for a little while. I plan to give